Hello everyone, welcome to Crime Alley Comics. I have some books I want to share with you guys tonight, and actually a couple other things, but these are books that I picked up this week at my LCS, and a few that I got through the mail from Midtown Comics. I don't know if I'm going to show, I may show a few more of the 900 plus comics, but I haven't really had a chance to do a whole lot with them. I have got some more of them bagged and boarded, but I'll probably show you a few because I did pull out a few more Marvel comics. I found a few more Marvel comics in there. So, but I'm going to start off tonight with what I got from the LCS and Midtown and so on. The first one up is Batman 87. This is a Francesco Mattina cover, the B cover. So we picked that one up. I hadn't really been picking up the Batman book on a regular basis because after the wedding ceremony in issue number 50, I mean, what happened in 50 pretty much is what I expected to happen, simply because Batman just don't get married. It changes the whole dynamic, and so I wasn't surprised when they didn't get married. I figured it would go down that way. But anyway, the storyline just kind of fell off. I wasn't real happy with it after that, up until about, I don't know, issue 62, 63, somewhere in there. And it got better. And then now they have a new writer. And so I thought, well, maybe I should start picking it up again on a regular basis to see how it turns out this time, or see if it gets better. So, but the detective comics I've been continuing on for quite some time. So I picked up 1019. And this one is a Bermejo cover. Very cool. When I first picked it up, I thought it was a Mattina cover, but it's not. Next up is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, number 11. Now, I picked up another one of these. This one actually came in the mail today from Midtown Comics, so I must have ordered it from them with another group, and I just didn't get it in, and I'd forgotten about it. So, but it came today. So, this is I think this is it's Tim Seeley. It's a Tim Seeley cover. So yeah. And last week I went in, last week I went into my LCS to see if they had Thor number 1, the art germ cover, and they were out. So I went in this week and they actually had a copy of it. So they got some more in. And of course, you know, I like to collect the art germ covers, so had to have that one. The next one up is Shazam number 9. And this one here, if I remember right, yeah, this one's a Mark Buckingham cover. Whoops. Mark Buckingham cover. And this one here, this is Shazam number 10. And this one is Dale Eaglesham cover. Trying to keep up on the Shazam books as well. Batman Curse of the White Knight. I don't remember who did the cover on this one, but I can't think of their name right now, but I think it's the same person who's been doing the A covers throughout this run. I haven't had a chance to read this one yet. I did read the first White Knight series. I think it was 8 or 9 issues in that run, but I haven't had a chance to read this one yet, but I'm still collecting them. So next up is RWBY, or I call it Ruby. That's probably not right, but that's what I call it. Number 4, art germ cover. Yes, another art germ cover. Now he's doing number 5, but I think that's the last cover he's doing for that run. Of course, I had to pick up Detective Comics 359, first appearance of the Barbara Gordon Batgirl. This is the facsimile, so had to have 2 of those. Because I don't have the original, which hopefully someday I will be able to buy the original, but haven't found one for my price yet. So, and then I got the Dollar Comics Batman Adventures number 12. Got 2 of those. And I do have an original copy of that I bought at cover price back in 1993, I think is when they came out. And then Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity, number 2. And this is a Francisco Mattina cover as well. So that's the new stuff I got this week, or for this week, I guess I could say. Now, I picked up something this week. I've been messing around on Facebook Marketplace, looking for obscure Batman stuff that I've been looking for a long time, and I come across an alarm clock from 1974, and I've been wanting this clock since. Well, first of all, let me say that in 1974, I didn't even know this clock existed. It wasn't until I was probably in my late 20s to early 30s that I discovered this awesome looking clock, okay? And it's an alarm clock, and the alarm on it is actually a conversation between Batman and Robin. So it's a recorded thing, and it's really cool. Unfortunately, most of the time, those clocks, either the clock don't function, the alarm don't function, or nothing functions. And most of the time, that clock runs about 80. Well, you know, if you buy one that the clock actually works, the clock itself, and it's a wind-up clock, so if you find one that works, it's usually $70, $80 or more. If you find one that both work, it's well over $100. And if you find one in the box, well, we're not even going to go there because it's too much. But a lot of times, I have found them before that didn't work at all, and I thought about buying one of those because I could probably fix it. But anyway, so one in the condition that I found, you usually can't touch for a whole lot less than $100. And this guy had it on Facebook Marketplace for $30. And it was right there in Fort Wayne, and I work in Fort Wayne, so I got a hold of him. He still had it, and he actually works at Wayne TV 15 in Fort Wayne. So I had to go to the TV station to get it. But here it is. It's not running right now because I haven't wound it for a couple of days. Because this is an old clock, so I've been taking it very easy. I'd wind a little bit and let it run for a couple hours, and then wind it a little more and let it run a little longer. So, but yeah, that's it right there. Very cool clock. Why the Batmobile's purple, I do not know, but that's the way they came out. but it really is a cool alarm clock. And then you can see on the back it has the little winder, and this is how you set the time, this is how you set the alarm. And then it still has the battery cover, and the contacts inside are still good. There's the switch to turn the alarm on and off. So anyway, had to have that. That's just, I've been, like I said, I've been trying to get that thing for over 20 years. And now I have it. So I'm very happy to have that. So anyway, I wanted to show you the Marvel comics that I dug out of the comic book lot that I got. So I may have already showed one of these, and I don't remember if they're the same book or not, but this is Call of Duty #2. I know there was another Call of Duty in here, and I'm pretty sure I showed it with the Marvel comics, but I don't remember if it's the same book or not. So anyway, so that's one. And this one here, I don't know anything about this character or these characters. This is Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter, #8. Okay. And then I knew these were in there, but I didn't realize at first that they were Marvel. But there is Halo Helljumper #5 of 5. Halo Uprising #4 of 4. Halo Uprising #2. And Halo Uprising #1. So I'm only missing #3 of that run. So I would like to try to get that. And then I found that there's probably, I don't know, there's probably 10 or 15 Gears of War comics in that lot. So I have them pulled and all together now. So if I get a chance to do an online auction or a live auction, those books might go in there, because that's not something I really, I'm not a gamer. I'm not a big gamer. I do like, gaming to a certain extent, but I don't do that much of it. I have the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City games and stuff like that, and I play those occasionally. Just I got to be in the mood for it. So, but outside of that, I really don't, unless it's older games like Pac-Man or Space Invaders or something like that. I do like to play those, but I don't get a chance to play games very often. So so those Games of War books, or Gears of War, are not something I necessarily care about keeping. So I may put those on the auction. I did do some experimenting the other night with StreamYard, and that StreamYard seems to work really well. The only thing is, I don't know a whole lot about it, but the one thing I do know is the free version, you can go live, of course, but I don't know, just how much. I don't know if I'll be able to see, the comments and stuff off to the side. I'm not real sure how well it works, but I'm going to try it out. Hopefully next week I'm going to try to do a live stream and test that out and see how it works. So I've got that going on. I've got a couple other programs I want to check. I'm just with OBS Studio, and I have the free version of OBS Studio. I'm having a real hard time getting it to where it's not really choppy. I mean, I've had to turn the bit rate and stuff down so low that I don't think it's going to work out very well. And then after changing my settings and stuff, I have to apologize for my last video because I really didn't watch it because I was in a hurry to get it up because I wanted to get my Wednesday, you know, comic book spotlight video up. So I didn't really get a chance to watch it until today. And evidently when I was messing with my settings, I must have kind of messed it up for my recording as well because that video was not real clear. It was kind of blurry. So I apologize for that. This one should come out better, I hope. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, OBS Studio, since I have such slow internet, it just doesn't work really well. And it doesn't seem like with StreamYard that I have any problems with it, you know, pausing or, you know, just locking up, so to speak. And it seems like the picture and the audio and everything moves along just fine. So I may start using that and try to do a few live streams before I try to get into doing online auctions. And then I have a couple other, I didn't bring it up here. I have a couple other programs that I want to look at that's highly recommended. I think one of them is called Streamlabs OBS, and the other one I don't remember what the name of it is. No, I don't remember. Anyway, I do want to show you a few books from the 900 plus haul, just because, you know, there's some stuff in here that are kind of different. Like I said, I haven't bagged and boarded. I've probably still got 400 or 500 books to bag up. So, but anyway, I wanted to show a few of these. This is a Vertigo comic, and never heard of it. Skincraft: The Adventures of the Tattooed Man. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Never seen that title before. And there's a few of those in here in this group. This is number 4 of 4. And here's an interesting one from Defiant. This is The Good Guys, number 2. And like I said, a lot of this stuff I'm probably going to, you know, once I get it all bagged and, you know, get new bags and boards for them. I've got everything a mess. I can't hardly even find a place on the table to set stuff. So, because I've just got books and stuff everywhere. But once I get through all this, and if I do get to do live auctions, some of the stuff I'm showing will be stuff that I'll be putting on the auctions. It'll be some of the stuff I'm putting on the auctions. This one here, this is an Image comic, and it's from 2012. It's called The Perhapanauts. Danger Down Under. I do not see... Oh, it's number 2. Number 2 of 5. Never heard of that. And here's another Image comic, Velvet, number 4. It's got some interesting artwork. And this book is in pretty good shape. I mean, some of these have, you know, some spine ticks and stuff, but most of them are they're not collar breaking spine ticks. They just got some creases in them. They could be pressed out and be pretty much put back to normal. There's some of the interior artwork for Velvet. Atomic Man Comics. And this is by Blackthorn Publications, or Publishing. That's some funky artwork there. So, you know, that kind of stuff I'm not really interested in. So, Alien Legion, #2. And this is by Epic Comics. Strawman. This is a Strawman cover. I did find it interesting too that some of the books that as I've been going through and rebagging, boarding, putting them in a box, and whatever else. You know, some of the books in there, like the John Byrne's Next Men. There was 3 or 4 of those in there. There was some covers that had, oh gosh, there was an artist I just saw in there the other night, and I can't remember now. Mike Mignola, I think. Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's interesting to go through these and see books that I've never even seen them before, and then to find out that their covers are by artists that I'm familiar with and that do the more prominent stuff for DC and Marvel. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Superhuman Resources. This is by Ape Entertainment, issue 1 of 4. And never mind the sticker that's on there. I don't know if you can see the sticker, but it says $12.99 on it. And I don't know why. I've not researched this book or too many of these books at all. I know the Gears of War books, they actually bring a little bit of money, but I'm not real concerned about making a lot of money off of them. I'm interested in giving back to the community and letting you get some books that might be worth a little bit of money and get them for cheap, because I didn't pay a whole lot for them. So I want to pass the savings on to you guys. Howard Chaykin's Power and Glory. This is #3. This is a Malibu comic. And it's in pretty decent shape. Like I said, they've got a few little ticks along the edge, but a lot of them is not collar breaking or anything. The books are in pretty decent shape. This book is from Eclipse Comics. It's called Zooniverse. This is #6 of 6. Just, you know, some different stuff. It's different. Legends of the Shadow Clan, #10. This is by Aspen Comics. All right. Here's one called The Unwritten. This is by Vertigo Comics, and I've never heard of this. I'm not sure what year it's from, but looks like it's not all that old. Huh. Oh, maybe it's something. No. I'm not sure. Oh. I don't know. I think it's from around 2016, 2015, somewhere in there. It's been interesting going through all these books and finding so many things that, you know, I have never seen, and a lot of, like, okay, take this one for instance. Abacus Press. The Chronicles of Panda Khan. Number 1. Never heard of them. So it's neat getting this stuff and finding out the I've tried to read a few of them, and some of them's got decent stories, but for the most part, you know, I'm totally unfamiliar with a lot of the books that I got in this. Well, probably better than half. I said there was actually there's probably only about 300 books left to do to bag and board, 3 to 350. So this one is from Onward Comics, and it's called Ultra Klutz. This is number 5, and no, that's not a bend down there. That's the way it's drawn on the cover. Don't know why. See, this one's the same way. This one's number 3. That's another one. Here's another. This one's number 1. Ultra Klutz. Okay. I thought this one was kind of neat. This is from First Comics. This is Howard Chaykin's American Flag Special. That's some decent artwork. Okay, so yeah. So the next comic I want to show you guys, this is by techno.com. Never heard of that publisher before, but it's Neil Gaiman's Lady Justice. Like I said, I haven't read this yet, but the artwork's interesting in it. I mean, it's, you know, there's some of the artwork inside the book. Thought this one here was kind of neat. Space Ark by Apple Comics. This is number 4. This next one's by Icon Comics. It's Scarlet number 2, and it's by Bendis and Mayleave. This is a Dynamite comic. James Bond 007 Hammerhead number 2. This one is, I think it's pronounced Verotic Comics, and it's Satanica is the name of the book. Have no idea what this is about, but it is a cool cover. This one here is by Stephen Grant and Gil Kane. It is a Malibu comic, and it's just simply called Edge number 1. Haven't really looked inside this one either. Well, let's go to a different page. It's got some very bright artwork in it. Lots of reds and blues and decent artwork. Now this next one is an IDW comic. It's called Edge of Doom. And this is actually a Kelly Jones cover. This is number 1. This is number 1. Another one I've never heard of, Carrier Comics. Sunrise, number 1. This is the back cover. I mean, some of these are pretty interesting, but some of them have some really crappy artwork, I think. But this next one is Tales of the Sunrunners, number 2. And it's by Sirius Comics. And then this one's by Renegade Press. And this is Murder, number 1. Excuse me. DW Comics. This one's called Duel Masters, and it's a number 1. That's kind of a neat cover. But there's a little too much white. You know, it looks too light. I don't know. I thought this one was pretty cool too. This is by First Comics. It's called Alter Ego, and this is number 1. Roy Thomas and Ron Harris. This has got kind of a strange cover too. This is from Dark Horse Comics. It's called The Strain. I thought this had an interesting cover. And this one here has an interesting cover too. It's from Solson Lubert Publications. It's called Rockheads. And I think I may have showed you, this may be a second copy, because I was thinking I showed one in one of my other videos. But they're just very strange looking characters. Yeah. This one's called The Watch, and it is by Phosphorescent Comics. Yeah. Are these places even still in business? Because I mean, like I said, if you go to Midtown Comics and look, scroll through all the comic books they have for a week or whatever, I don't remember seeing a lot of these comic book companies or whatever, or publishers or whatever you want to call them. There's a lot, because a lot of times I'll go through on Midtown and I'll go all the way to the bottom just to see what else is, on their site, and I don't recognize some of those. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention. I don't know. But anyway, this one is called The Kindergarteners. It's by Wonder Care, number 1. Yeah, I'm not real fond of this type of artwork. It just doesn't do anything for me personally. So this one here is kind of interesting. Archer's Agents. It's by CrossGen. And this is number 1. This one's called Rockola, Ryan Brown. And I'm not sure who the publisher is on this, because it doesn't have it on the cover. Oh, Mirage Studios. It's on the back. This one is from Ultraverse, or well, it's from Malibu Comics, but it's Ultraverse, The Solution. And this is number 1. I'm not real sure who the cover artist is on this, but it's pretty neat. Pretty neat looking. And this one here is called Critters, number 31. Fantagraphic Books is the publisher. Now this book here, I don't know whether I want to just throw it away or just kind of keep it for posterity, but it's from Bio Comics. It's called Attack of the Hep B Virus, Captain Bio. But this book, I don't know if somebody set something on it or what, but it's beat all to pieces. I don't know if you can make it out or not, but there's actually punctures that go, well, you can see it clean through the book. I don't know if you can really tell it on this part of the cover or not, but it's a really shiny cover, but there's these little punctures in it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway, it's interesting artwork. But yeah, it looks like somebody set something down on it that had points on it, and it just went clean through the book. So anyway, that's a few more of the books from my 900 plus comic haul. So that's the kind of stuff, you know. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that I haven't pulled out. I mean, and there's some stuff I don't want to pull out because, yeah, you don't want to see that. But yeah, I mean, that's a small sample. I've showed you other samples throughout the last several videos. I think this is video number 7 for the 900 plus comics. So if you want to see more of them, let me know and I'll show some more. But I figure you might be getting tired of the 900 plus comic haul now. Even though I keep coming across some really neat stuff. So, you know, if you want me to show more, I will. But I'm not going to, you know, like I said, I've probably got 350 books left to go through. And these are all independent that I'm going through now, as far as I know. Unless I happen to skip across another Marvel or DC. but yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that's in there. And like I said, there's some really neat stuff in there, but and I keep coming across other things, and just like that one book that oh, Kelly Jones done the cover on. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting because I've never even heard of the book, but I have heard of Kelly Jones. So But anyway, you know, the more I look through this stuff and the more research I do on it, the more interesting it gets. So yeah, it's been an endeavor, and my room looks like somebody just dumped a bunch of comic books all over the place. Maybe not that bad, but because I've got everything in well, I've got some stuff in boxes, but some of it's just kind of setting out in little piles here and there. You know, different groups of comic books and yeah, I've got to get this room cleaned up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope everybody has a great weekend now that we're at the weekend again finally. And if you're out doing any comic book hunting this week, I bid you good luck. I know there's a place over in Huntington, Indiana, that I'm wanting to go to tomorrow. They're having a 50% off sale on all their books that's in the back room. I've never been to this comic book store, but I have heard about it, and I want to make a trip over and see what they're all about. And I think there's an antique store just a few doors down from the comic book store, and then there's a couple other antique stores over there. So I'm kind of anxious to check them out as well and see if I can find any cool stuff there. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll be showing more stuff as we go along. And of course, doing my comic book artist spotlight video every Wednesday. I'm not certain who I'm going to do yet. I was thinking about doing John Romita Jr. or his dad. So I may do one of those this week. And then I still have to do Cat Staggs for Daryl, Simply Incredible podcast, because I told him I'd do one on her soon. And so I may do that one for this coming Wednesday. We'll just have to see how things go. And it's kind of funny too. I don't know if you guys, I think I've mentioned this before, but there is another Wheatley that is actually in comic book art. Well, there's Mark Wheatley, who does comic book art, and then there's Doug Wheatley that does comic book art. And I think Doug is the cover artist on some of the Avatar comic books. I believe it's Doug that's doing those. So anyway, I've been wanting to pull some information on him and maybe do an artist spotlight on him as well. So anyway, I will let everyone go, and we'll talk to you all later. And we'll see what happens with the live streaming, because I really do want to get into live streaming, because I'd like to, get involved with some of the live streams and be on, with some other fellow YouTubers in the comic book community. And so hopefully I can get that rolling and get some live streams out there, and also hopefully get to do a live stream auction. And if and when I do that live stream auction, I shouldn't say if. I really do plan on it, unless something really bad happens that I can't get this to work out. I'm going to at least attempt it. It may not be this month. It may be towards the middle of next month before I actually get to a live auction. But I'm probably not just gonna. I'm gonna kind of dabble in a couple of things. I've got some collectibles that I want to sell, as well as comic books. So I may be auctioning off, some Batman stuff, or some Star Wars stuff, or I'm not sure yet, but I do know I have a box setting right back here that's got some stuff in it that I want to get rid of. So I may auction some of that. I may run it on the auction, see if anybody wants to buy it. So anyway, I'm done. I'll let you go. Everybody have a great weekend. Be blessed, and we'll see you all next video.